Welcome, my name is Justin Rempel, and we are going to be talking about the different parts of speech in the English language. What do we mean when we say parts of speech? Well, there's different kinds of words in English, and each one has a different function or role that it plays in communication. There are 8 different types. Nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. We're going to take a look at each one of these and break them down one by one so that you can understand what it is and what role it plays in English communication. The first one we want to look at is nouns. Noun is the most basic and familiar part of speech. It's just referring to a thing. A noun can be a person, it can be a place, it could be a plant, an animal. Some nouns are really abstract. They're ideas or concepts like love or peace. There's a couple different types of nouns. A proper noun is something with a specific name, and that always starts with a capital letter. So when we're talking about people, if we're referring to a specific person with a name like Michael or Wendy, they start with a capital letter. A specific place with a name like Paris, city, or Ethiopia, a country, those are proper nouns. They start with a capital letter. The name of your pet, a specific planet like Jupiter, a company like McDonald's or Toyota. Anytime it's a specific noun with a name, that's a proper noun. An improper noun is much more general. It does not have a specific name. It does not start with a capital letter. These are just things like dog, human, country, city, company. No capital letter. We call that an improper noun. Pronouns. A pronoun is a word that we use in place of a noun. So instead of saying a noun like person, we might use a pronoun like I, or he, or she, or they. There are many different types of pronouns. We talk about pronouns being first, second, or third person. First person pronouns refer to ourselves. You can have singular pronouns like I or me. You can also have possessive pronouns. Possessive means it's a word that is talking about ownership or belonging to. So first person singular possessive pronouns are like my or mine. You can also have first person plural pronouns where you're talking about yourself and some other people. Words like we or us. Possessive forms would be our or ours. And note that when we have possessive pronouns, we don't use any apostrophes. So usually when we've got a noun and it's possessive, we use an apostrophe. So Justin's apple would be spelled Justin with an apostrophe and an S at the end. But when we're talking about pronouns, we use the S, but we never use an apostrophe to show ownership. Second person pronouns refer to someone that you're addressing or talking to. And there's much fewer of these, whether it's singular or plural. We just use the pronoun you. And possessive forms would be your or yours. Third person pronouns are referring to someone else, someone that you're not talking to or referring to directly. Singular pronouns include it, him, her, they, or them. Possessive forms, his, hers, its, or theirs. There's lots of these, right? And if it's plural, it would be they or them, or possessive would be their or theirs. Note that we can use they or them in the third person singular to refer to a specific person or being. We can also use it as a plural to refer to more than one. Verbs. Verbs are action words. Words like jump, fly, run, think, be, do, love. Okay, anytime a word is doing something, it's an action word, a verb. Different tenses or types of verbs can show when the actions are happening. In the past, now in the present, or sometime later in the future. Usually when we have verbs in the past tense, we add the suffix ed. So if the frog jumped yesterday, in the past, we add an ed, jumped. In the present tense, we just use jump or jumps, the frog jumps. That's kind of the neutral, normal state. If we're talking about it in the future, we usually add a helping verb such as will. So the frog will jump tomorrow or sometime in the future. Helping verbs work together with other verbs to change their meaning. So words like will, am, do, is, these are tiny little helping verbs, and they usually come together with another verb, another action, to kind of change what tense they're in or change what you're talking about. Will keep, am stopping, do believe, is going. Adjectives are words that describe nouns. There's lots of different kinds of adjectives. They can be color words, red, orange, yellow, green. They can be size words, big, small, long, short. They can be weight words, heavy or light, speed words, fast or slow. Lots of times they describe senses, like scent or sound or taste or texture. They can also describe feelings and emotions. And usually in English, the adjective or describing word comes before the noun. So we say the yellow car, not the car yellow. The big truck, not the truck big. Adverbs are words that modify or describe verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs. Often they end with the suffix ly, pronounced ly, but the most common one is the word very. So let's take a look at some examples. She walked slowly. Slowly is an adverb, and it describes the verb walked. How is she walking? Very slowly. The sunshine was extremely bright. Bright is an adjective. It's describing the sunshine, and extremely is an adverb. It's describing the adjective bright. How bright is it? Extremely bright. And in this sentence, we have two adverbs. I'm really very happy to see you. Really and very are both adverbs. One is describing the word happy. How happy are you? Very happy. And how very happy? Really very happy. So you have one adverb that's describing the verb and one that's describing another adverb. Prepositions are small words that show relationship between two things, how they're connected to each other. Often these are directional words, and often they start little phrases in a sentence that we call clauses, a prepositional clause. So some examples are: we walked over the bridge. Over is a preposition, and it starts this little clause, over the bridge. Across the field, across is a preposition. Through the river. Into our home, through and into our prepositions. I've got a list of some of the most common prepositions here on the slide. Check them out. They're very handy words, and they come as part of the sentence, a prepositional clause. They're not a sentence by themselves. Conjunctions are short words that connect maybe two or more words, maybe two or more phrases, maybe clauses, or even multiple sentences together, and they show how two ideas relate to each other. There's a few different kinds of conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions join parts of a sentence or two sentences, and the most common ones are these 7 words: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so, which you can remember with the acronym FANBOYS. So in this example, we've got a couple conjunctions. Maya and I went to the beach, but we did not swim at all. The conjunction and connects the words Maya and I. The conjunction but connects these two sentences into one compound sentence. Maya and I went to the beach. We did not swim at all. Normally that would be two separate sentences. The conjunction but connects them and makes them one compound sentence. Subordinating conjunctions introduce dependent clauses. These are words like who, what, where, when, why, the question words, while, then, that, though, if, unless, until. That's not a complete or exhaustive list, but it is some of the more common ones. We did not know why the tree has no fruit. That connecting word why is the conjunction. And correlative conjunctions are really easy to identify because they always come in pairs to show relationship. So either, or, neither, nor, both, and, not, but, if, then. Here's an example. If you buy an apple, then I will eat it. So there's two conjunctions in this sentence, if and then. Interjections are exclamations. It's usually just one or two words, and it's separated from the rest of the sentence by an exclamation mark or a comma. It usually comes at the extremes of the sentence, usually at the start, but sometimes at the end, and it can show all sorts of different emotions. So interjections like, wow, oh, goodness, show surprise. Some interjections show pain, like ow or ouch. Some show congratulations, like cheers. Some show fear, like ah, eek, or yikes. Some show pleasure or happiness, like yay, yippee, hooray, huzzah. Some show displeasure or frustration, boo, shoot, nuts, rats. Some show disgust, like yuck, or ick, or ew. Some show commiseration, like oh no, or oh well. But these words pretty much always come just by themselves on their own.